Hello all you adorable fluff butts out there. Kitthesoulless here, and today I want to talk about something a little more positive than what we have been. But just like any other gift when you get it, there's a little bit of unpacking to do first, so bear with me. You see, fluff butts, I want to talk about self-love. And I know from that and from the title, there are going to at least be a couple people that are going to flip out and scream, "You're trying to teach kids about sex!" And I'm going to tell you right now that that's not what this is. You see, I'm not here to teach people about the good old man-to-hand or deep-touch McLongknuckles. I'm here to talk about things like self-worth, self-acceptance, and self-love, all of which are a requirement for a healthy life, both mentally and physically. Now, if you'll remember, the last time I decided to open my muzzle, it was about emotional self-harm. And since then, I've been thinking, and I kind of want to get into why a lot of people end up getting to the point of emotional self-harm. Because, you see, you don't just wake up one day and decide out of the blue that I'm going to start calling myself a moron today. No, it's usually a few minor things that all add up. For example, in my case, I suffer from body dysmorphia. I've hated the way I look for the majority of my life. You see, I have scars all over my body, and thanks to puberty, I have stretch marks from both rapid muscle expansion and rapid weight gain. I'm only about 5'9" in height, and I have simultaneously the strangest and yet the blandest hazel eyes you could ever imagine. And having grown up in a society that worships a nearly impossible standard of beauty, I hated myself. I hated everything about me. I went out of my way to cover myself in excessive amounts of clothing. I would cover my face by donning a hood and keeping my gaze down. And to some degree, I still do some of these things. But I do them a lot less often now because I've realized that the only people whose opinion of me should matter are the people who care about me, who are willing to stand beside me. Well, and my own, of course, but I also didn't come to this realization on my own. You see, it was through the help of the people who are willing to stand beside me, who have seen me at both my best and my worst, and are willing to be there for me regardless. And how did they manage to help me come to this realization that so many people seem to struggle with in this day and age? Simple. They were there. And even in some of the darkest points in my life where I couldn't care less about myself, the fact that they were willing to reach out and try to ensure that I was okay gave me the strength to keep going and to try and better myself. If not just for me, then for their sake. Now, moving into a ever so slightly different but similar topic, there is an old saying that states you can't truly love somebody else until you learn to love yourself. But honestly, I think this saying and this mindset is entirely backwards. And for the longest time, my relationship to my mate sort of reflected this. You see, I love my mate with every fiber of my being. I always have. But in our 15-odd years together, I haven't always loved myself. In fact, if I'm being entirely honest, after more than a dozen failed relationships, several instances of abuse, and having to fairly literally fight to survive for the vast majority of my life before meeting him, Avia pretty much had to teach me how to care about anything again, let alone myself. But with love, persistence, and a lot of patience, he helped me get to a point where I could look at myself in the mirror again without immediately wanting to die. He helped me remember that it's okay to open up to people sometimes, and it's what helped me find the confidence and the courage to build this channel and put myself out there for all of you watching now. And most importantly, it's what's helped me to meet some of my closest friends. From the folk who ate pie to an adorable shape-shifting musician with a heart of gold and every adorable fluff butt in between, And because of all of the kindness and love that you've shown me over the years, I can honestly say that I've learned to love myself again. And I hear some of you out there going,
"Your example was of romantic love. Not everybody wants that."
And that I have just one thing to say. Love doesn't have to be romantic. It can be entirely platonic, so maybe you should just give it a try. Let your friends know how much you care about them. And who knows, if enough people out there decide they want to throw away their hate and give love a try, then maybe, just maybe, one day we'll be able to change the world for the better. So my dear fluff butts, when you're feeling like you couldn't love yourself any less, just remember, there is always someone out there who loves you for who you are. Even if it's only this derpy old gray muzzle barking at the wind. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this talk, so until next time everybody, ta-ta.